Accessories in Airsoft. Red dots, scopes, suppressors, lasers. Do you really need them? I can see a lot of Airsoft players having gun like this and this, having all the tactical attachments, lasers, and the question is, do you really need them? Because look, especially new players, for example, thinking that flashlight might be necessary, but reality is, for 90% of the time, it's not. Talking about flashlights, basically, it's probably second purchase right after the red dot. It's important, yes, however, I think two situations where it can be used. Milsims, where you actually playing at night, and tight, darker CQB. On milsims, obvious topic, lighting the area, blinding the enemy with knots, some flashlight signals, so it's pretty important. In CQB, also important, also blinding people with strobe mode, spotting enemies in the dark areas, in the dark corners. It's also important while you are slicing the room. If you are playing in the open area, in the forest, in the open CQB, flashlight is totally useless and will be just, useless accessory. I know it's looking tactical and everyone to have it, but it's useless in 90% of the time. And right now, something different. GBRS Hydra mount from AliExpress, from OPP Tactical Store. Great accessory, full metal, staying stiff on the rail, have all the markings. I can really recommend that. I can see two big advantages of this stuff. First is, it's great for shorter guns like MP7, shorter AR-15. If you have limited space on the rail, you can put illuminator on top, and still with SIG lamp, for example, you will not cover the laser. As you can see, it's pretty comfortable to hold it like this and your thumb will not cover it. Second is red dot placement. It's pretty high. It's really comfortable to shoot with that. You don't need to lay that much while you are aiming. Also, due to this fact, as you can see, it got some holes right here, so you can use actually the iron sights if it's needed. So really cool stuff, I can recommend it. And there's two options, T2 style and standard with rail, for example, for this EXPS. Big thumbs up for this stuff, I can recommend it, and let's go to another accessory. And talking about red dots, for me, it's like the most important accessory that you should focus on at the beginning, especially if you are limited on budget, because it will increase your accuracy, it will increase your time reaction, it will be just the best and most important thing that you should buy. If you are a beginner, it will boost your skill at the beginning and you will see huge difference. It's great for CQB, great for middle range in forest. If you buy proper one with bright lenses and bright dot, it will be great because you can use it in really sunny days too. So there is a lot of benefits of that. Also keep in mind to zero your optic at certain range. And I want to thank sponsors of our channel, which is Kurahi. It's Polish manufacturer that provides high quality military stuff such as like vests, uniforms. Check out the description for more. And let's jump to the LPVOs. It's more expensive than typical red dot or hollow sight. However, it's more universal. At around $120 starting point, you will have 1:6 magnification scope with pretty good eye relief. Eye relief for beginners, it's the distance between your eye and the scope while you are aiming. The bigger eye relief is, the better the scope is actually. So this $120 is just around this money. It's a good starting point for decent LPVOs. On 1x magnification, you can still use it as a red dot because for most of the models it got the illumination too. You'll have slightly slower reaction, but still it's nearly the same with some training. On the other hand, on the 4, 5 or 6 magnification, you can correct your shots due to the wind, track your BBs. It's a great option to observe the enemies, just also for the observation. Very universal if you have more budget, and if you have that, you should definitely think about it. The only three downsides of that is like weight. It's of course like twice as much as the small red dot. costs because it's just more costly. And what can I say? Performance when you have lower budget options, it's just limited. It's not as good, but it's obvious, I think, because, quality to price ratio is always something that you should look at. I've got this Evolution Gear Vortex from AliExpress too, from OPP Tactical Store. Basically funny thing, because most of this stuff right here is from this store. They've got like just great stuff right there. Great copies of the really good brands. I will leave the links in the description below. And right now, laser box, looking sexy as fuck, but useless in 99% of the situations. Flashlight is poor, it's not bright enough for forest or even in the CQB. Lasers are forbidden for most of the fields, especially green ones and blue ones, because they can really hurt your eyes, like 10 times more than red ones. The only reason you should buy it is when you're using the night vision on milsims, because you need this ear illuminator and ear laser. For the rest of the things, it's totally useless and you shouldn't buy it. I know it's looking sexy as fuck and everyone wants to have it. But as I said, if you don't have this amount of money, free money, just buy better red dot, better AAG. It will be better spent. Next accessory. Suppressors, great stuff if you're running HPA. Important thing, you should have foam inside. Like here, you can see the foam. It will really make your gun silent, especially if you're running HPA. With AAG, there is not a lot of the difference, but with HPA, if you're shooting and someone is not maybe opposite to you, but sideways, it will really silence your gun. Also, many players hiding longer inner barrel in the suppressor. I've used to do that in the past too. Just good stuff if you don't want to buy longer handguard. Just two downsides of that. Of course, gun will be 10-15 centimeters longer. So for CQB that might be an issue. But it's not that huge difference in the forest. Also, the center of the mass will go much forward, but also it's not a huge difference and sometimes it's worth to have this suppressor on. The only big issue is that when you're running CQB with already long gun, that might be an issue there. And now, Magnifiers plus red dot. Basically, if you don't want specific build of the gun, don't buy it. Because first off, it's more expensive than LPVO. Second thing is that the eye relief of that is like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches if it's good. Also, to buy proper and good magnifier with clear glass, you need to spend at least $110. So it's quite a lot too. If you're a beginner, I think it's just useless, to be honest, in Airsoft for most of the time. As I said before, if you are not trained, if you don't want to build specific, build of the gun, don't buy it, because it will be waste of the money, and you will not be as effective as with LPVO. Also, the side picture is darker and the eye box is just super small. So that's for me, LPVO is way to go. And I think, guys, that's it for today. I hope it will help you to buy your accessory more wisely. If you don't have the budget, buy better red dot, LPVO, don't go with lasers and all this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, if you have this extra money and you don't know what to spend on, it's always worth to buy this tactical sexy look, and it's worth it. It's Airsoft, so everyone buying stuff that don't need, but it's looking sexy. Bye.